I'm over the moon right now because I think we're about to have Penn State coaching legend Joe Paterno, 42 years. This will be his 42nd year as head coach of Penn State. Unbelievable thing, and I want to talk to him about a number of things. Hopefully we can get that Pitt-Penn State game back on the schedule, so on and so forth, and, of course, spring ball's going on and everything, and all around the country for Pitt and for everybody else. But Penn State, and I'm kind of nervous. Like I say, he's been my arch rival since I root for Pitt. And have for most of my life, so hopefully this will go well. Hope he likes me a lot. He's getting up there. He's been around for 42 years. I'm sure he's seen it all. Let's see if he's there. Popeye, do we have him on the line? Coach Paterno. Coach
Hello,
Paterno,
Dave.
welcome to the show. Yes, Coach, how are you this evening?
I just ate soup.
You ate soup?
Yeah, I ate 5-bean soup. It was delicious.
Well, that sounds great. Hey, Coach
Navy
Paterno.
bean, black bean, pinto bean, lima bean, Mexican jumping bean, all the beans.
Well, soup is nice. Anyway. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on the show.
I'm glad you asked me who my favorite player I ever coached was. To answer that question, I've thought about it for a long and hard time. A lot of names come to mind: Jack Ham, Franco Harris, Mike Reed. But I have to say my favorite player to coach of all time was the Grimace for McDonald's.
Huh.
He was huge. He was a great lineman. He popped helmets right off the players' heads. The pear-shaped body, that's what allowed him to really hit with effectivity. And he dropped out freshman year, I believe, but he always brought me hamburgers before the game, and that's why he was my favorite, the Grimace.
Hi, that's some story. So, Coach, how's this year's crop of players looking?
This one kid I coached came to me with a problem one day. He was acting crazy. And apparently his father was connected to the mob and he was in danger. And so I asked the kid, "Where's your father? I might be able to help him out." So his dad's hiding out in the basement of the church where they had gone, they went there the whole lives. He's in the church. They gave him some refuge. And we quietly go over to the church and sneak down in the basement. And what happened then, I'll never forget. The father says to me, "I'm so grateful, Coach. I'm so grateful you come to help me. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I got in some trouble." So I says to him, "You should be scared." And then I put 2 bullets in the back of his head and 3 in his son. As it turned out, I was connected to the mob family that the father had double-crossed. So in the end, he got his.
Wow, Joe Paterno, Penn State head coach with us.
Did I ever tell you about the time I lived in a hollowed-out tree?
No, you and I have never spoken before.
Well, I did. I had all kinds of friends. There was a rabbit who lived nearby, a kangaroo mother and her baby, a piglet, and a donkey named Eeyore, who was always very sad. I used to say to him, "Eeyore, don't be so glum. You have a lot to live for." But he killed himself. It was horrible.
That sounds terrible. Wow, I guess you've seen a little bit of everything over the years, huh?
Where's this radio program on?
It's on in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh, I've been there. I rode in a car over there. I remember we went up a hill, then we went down a hill, then we went across a bridge. You know why?
No, I guess I'm not sure why.
Because there was a river underneath us. What the hell were we supposed to do? Sprout wings and fly over it like we were some kind of birds? This ain't a fantasy land, kid. This is the real world. Now, if it's all right with you, I'll get back to my story.
Sorry, please go ahead with the story.
What was I talking about?
You were driving across a bridge in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, I've been there. I got there over a bridge.
Well, speaking of Pittsburgh, what's the latest on getting Pitt back on the schedule? I think everyone in the state would love to see that rivalry come back.
I'm glad you asked me that. Let me tell you. One time I had a blue shoe. I found it in a box. I kept it for years. I always wanted another blue shoe. Every day I look in the closet, black shoes, white shoes. I even had a pair of red shoes, but only one blue shoe. I lost the blue shoe, so now I got no blue shoes. 0.
Well, interesting insight there with that. So, Coach, you're coming up on your 42nd year as head coach of the Nittany Lions. How have you been able to stay so vital there?
I got a girl. She rubs me all over. I get into the nude, and I lay on the table. It's cushy there, and she's got a pillow for my head. Then she rubs all inside of me. She rubs my shoulders, my back. She rubs my toenails. She rubs my nose. Everything.
Well, that sounds great. Yeah, people say massage can really be rejuvenating, so.
You calling me a Jew? I'm an Italian-American, you lousy son of a bitch.
No, I was just saying that you're...
A lot of people ask me how long I'm going to coach for. Well, here's my answer. Until every single one of the players I ever coached, even the most recent players, are dead. And if that means I have to kill them with my bare feet, I will. And if you keep being wise, I'm going to kill you. Where are you?
Well, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, I've been there. I wore a blue shoe to it.
All right. Well, hey, Coach Paterno, thanks so much for being with us. Coach Paterno,
okay,
everybody.
I'll be down in a minute.
Wow, Coach Paterno. There he was. Hey, I guess we didn't exactly get all the info that we were looking for out of him about this hopefully renewing the rivalry with Pitt, but it was interesting to talk to him. I mean, he's been around the block. He has some good stories at least, right? Well, while we're on the subject of coaches, I don't know what I guess I don't know what I expected from Coach Paterno there. It was interesting. He was engaging. People always say he's, I guess he's been around the block once or twice, and so,